When it comes to relationship problems, let's get some new insight into looking at ourselves when there's a problem instead of blaming your partner. Well, that's a specialty of Allana Pratt, who's a relationship coach and intimacy expert who's joining us right now. Allana, so great to have you along.
No, Paula, it's great to be back to talk about intimacy, that relationship we have with ourselves. Are we real? Are we kind? Are we authentic? Are we vulnerable? When we do that on the inside, it goes a lot better on the outside.
What is something that most people never want to hear when it comes to relationships?
Yeah, they never want to hear the one person in common with your 3 divorces is you.
Okay, so that means that the most painful realization is knowing that you are most responsible for your problems.
Yeah. How we do anything is how we do everything. And I'm not saying blame yourself. I'm saying grow up and take ownership that there's a pattern here and I'm the only one in common. So let me do the inner work so that I can change this pattern and have the healthy relationships that I desire and deserve.
I wonder why that's so hard. Because maybe it's because sometimes we say, well, I reacted that way because you started what you started. And that's why I said that, or that's why I'm acting like that.
Well, that's the second point I want to talk about. Like, why does blaming never work? So when we behave like 2-year-olds and we blame the other, again, it's showing that we don't know how to forgive ourselves, give ourselves, compassion and empathy and mercy, that we did our best. Nobody's perfect. We all are perfectly imperfect. So when we can have a little more tenderness and grace with ourselves, we can stop blaming the other and we can stop blaming ourselves, forgive ourselves, and then the true growth happens. And that actually makes the other person respect us, and we can inspire them to step up, forgive themselves too, and we're all closer and even more intimately connected.
Wow, you make that sound so easy.
Not easy. Simple, but not easy. It takes a lot of bravery.
I like that if I do that, then that inspires the other person also to stop blaming, me.
Yeah, who likes to change when someone's blaming you all the time? All you do is get defensive and you stay stuck in a loop. But when you watch someone else stop blaming the other, take full ownership and do the work, you're really inspired to grow up as well.
Now, you say that most of us have these issues because we all have our own wounds, right? From the past or even from childhood or whatever. And so we need to work to heal those in ourselves.
Yes, and most of the time we think we can see our wounds, but our conscious mind is only maybe 5-8% of what we're aware of, which means most of these wounds we can't see. We can call them blind spots or unconscious or subconscious. Because you've gotten triggered, but you can't heal what you can't see. So you need special, deeper quantum psychology, somatic experiential therapies and counseling and processes.
We need what?
We need to go deep, Paula. We need to go deep. It's not just another book. It's not sprinkles on top of the ice cream cone of you-know-what that's going to make it better. It's really going to the core. But when you do, you heal the wounds so you can open your heart again, drop into your soul, speak from your truth, which is very sexy, which is very kind, and you're proud of who you are because you did the deeper work.
Allana, if we're going to do that deeper work, how do we... you said some big words about that. That means I should go into therapy or counseling or something for that? How are we to achieve that?
Well, I would love to invite everyone to my world, allanapratt.com, because what I learned is that therapy gave me relief, but it didn't give me lasting change. In science, we need to address not just the thoughts, but also the emotions, the body sensations, and even some of the images that are stuck in there. All 4 elements need to be integrated for lasting change. And that's the depth of work that I do and that I do with my clients.
Well, we have that page up right now that has you sitting in your queen chair, ready for the transparent truth of what it takes to actually find the one. Intimacy is an inside job. That's a beautiful cover there on your website. So that encourages us all to strive for better. And so I want to thank you, Allana. You had some great tips, and I think it's again, not easy but simple.
True. And it's worth it. When we have that intimate connection with ourselves, we really become the one to find or awaken the one, which keeps the one. Because at the end of the day, really relationships are what deeply matter. That's my point of view. So thanks for having me, Paula. I'm so grateful.
Thank you, Allana. That was beautiful. Good seeing you again. Thanks.
Likewise.